What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Austin back again with a brand new video. Hey, in this video we're gonna talk about how I got in so much trouble last year. The story is super crazy and it's really fucked up what happened. It was so life-changing and motivational that it like helped me be a better person to this day. Also, before I even get into the story, if you hear me talking with a lisp, I just got my veneers done 2 days ago. My teeth used to be fucked up, not gonna lie. But yeah, so the story time of how I got in trouble all last year. So it started with me and my buddy Dez. We were hanging out because I was staying at my aunt's house at the time because the apartment that I had, my landlord evicted us because we had a lot of fucking funny shit. A lot of shit, not funny shit, but a lot of shit going on at that apartment. And so she was like, nope, you guys are out of there. So I went to stay with my aunt. Motherfucking cars. My original plan was to work and get my own apartment again and shit, but the summertime was so fucking lit. It's so crazy. I didn't get to do none of that shit. Basically what happened was me and my buddy Dez were hanging out, and we were hanging out over my aunt's, and my aunt's neighbor at the time over on that street that way. So there's the dude named Albert, right? And so me and my buddy Dez, we started hanging out with this dude Albert, and he seemed cool at first, not gonna lie. He was a smoker, and I was just getting into smoking weed again. And Dez, obviously, he's a big-ass pothead. Shout out to my boy Dez. But Dez was a fucking pothead. So we went over there, and we were chilling with him. And what started out being super cool fucking kickback place, me, Dez, and Albert, it became the worst of the worst because everyone started coming around. Like, literally fucking everyone. We used to have, like, girls come over, and we used that house as, like, a flop house. Which means we used to have like girls come over, we'd fuck, and then they would leave, and then we'd have new girls come over and fuck. It was some hoe shit. I ain't gonna lie, I was a hoe. I was a big ass hoe in the summer. And then we started going to this place called Riverbend. And Riverbend was like this place where a bunch of kids our age, Albert, let me remind you, Albert's like in his 30s. And they hang out and they chill and they smoke, they drink. So we used to chill down there. This one incident happened to where Albert was so fucking drunk. There was this girl there from like Kenya or some shit. They were both drunk. She was super drunk. Albert was super drunk. And they were fucking, like, blackout wasted, making out with each other, rolling on the ground, dry humping like a motherfucker. And we're like, come on, bro, you gotta go. Like, this is the first time we ever fucking got Albert super drunk. And we didn't do it on purpose. He just wanted to drink. So he wanted to hang out and have a cool vibe. He was a good vibe. At first, he was a good, fucking super amazing person. Cool vibe. Would always try to give me tips on how to better my credit and shit like that. Like, he's smart in a way, but at the same time, he just does fucked up shit and dumb shit. After that incident where he was making out with her, a lot of people did not like him down there because we didn't know she was not of age, but apparently she wasn't. Apparently she was like 17. Albert's like 20 fucking something or 30. And so we didn't know. We did not know at all. At the time, I wasn't paying attention to him. I was talking to this TikTok girl. Not famous as fuck, but she got like 70K on TikTok, and I was macking it up with her and shit like that, and I got her snapping number, and she my age. I wasn't paying attention to Albert until they was like, hey, you gotta get your boy, because it was me, Dez, Albert, and my other buddy Austin. We was down there chilling. Austin would always go in the creek swimming and shit like that. Albert would fucking be super drunk, like passing out dabs to minors and shit because he thought they were cute. And yeah, I know how fucked up that sounds, but yeah, he thought they was cute. And they fucking used the shit out of him. Like, he'd bring like 40 grams of dabs down there and leave with fucking like 4 or 5 grams. Because they would fucking milk his shit bad. And he would let them take advantage of them because they're females. But if it was a guy, he's not going. And it's fucking weird. It's weird as shit. Like, I don't know. It was just weird as fuck. Yeah, the second and third time we ever went down there, these people wanted to beat up Albert. And I was like, yo, ain't no one touching him. And I was fucking defending this dude. I'm like, no one's touching him. If y'all gonna fight him, I'm gonna have to fight with him. Cause that's my fucking, at that time, that was my boy. I'm not finna let y'all beat his ass. So I'm like, what up? It's like, nah, I'm playing with y'all, but no, I was gonna fuck people up for him. Like, I was really down to fuck people up for him. And I wish he fucking would have known that before he did the fuck up shit in this video. They didn't want him back down there because of what he was doing with the minors and shit. Knocking it up with minors, fucking hugging them. It was a fucked up situation. And we did not know this shit. We didn't know this shit was going down. Like, telling him like, yo, bro, you can't be doing this shit. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Albert, in a way. So there's another thing I want to tell you about Albert. Albert is a cool person. Honestly, he is. Even after all this fucked up shit, he's a cool person. right? He does fucked up shit to make him a bad person. Like, it's wishy-washy as hell. Another thing is, Albert's super fucking bipolar. He's a cool person, don't get me wrong, but he's bipolar as fuck. And he has anger issues bad. Somebody could have took his water bottle. He'll fucking spaz the fuck out. He's like that. He's like really fucking short fused and fucking really fucking an angry soul inside. Yeah, after that incident, we stopped going to Riverbend. And I started fucking with this one girl named Alexis. I was chasing her hard over the summer. I'm not gonna lie. It was bad. Like, I was down bad. Like, I just got out of a relationship, like a 2-month relationship with this girl that has a kid. I forget her name. What was her name? Like Liz or something. I got out of a relationship with her. And honestly, her op was Alexis. So I was like, yo, I'm finna try to fuck with her. I feel bad because I'm just name dropping, but these motherfuckers, I'm not saying the last name, so it really don't matter. I ain't gonna lie. This bitch, mad weird, all right? Mad weird. She cool people, don't get me wrong, but she was mad weird. Like, the shit that she would do would have me second guessing. Like, her and this dude would argue all the damn time. I don't know. They argue so fucking bad. It was so toxic. And she was so obsessed with him. Maybe because it was her first love and shit, and I get that. I respect that. But at the same time, this girl was so fucking obsessed with him. Like, and like, I was like, I'm just trying to fuck at this point. I don't care about dating you. I don't care about relationships. I didn't tell her this shit, but truth be told, everyone knew around me that I was just trying to fuck. And she played so fucking hard to get into this one night. There was this dude there that was with her friend Morgan. And we had a bed. And honestly, if I would have knew this shit, she said if you would have pushed the energy more, we would have been fucked. Like, if you would have already made a move and shit. And I didn't know that. There's two types of people. One, girls really love, it's the shit that where you don't fucking consent to shit. Apparently girls like that shit because of their past and shit. So there's the people who like, hold on. Nice ass bikes, by the way, I ain't gonna lie. Nice ass choppers. Me personally, I'm always the type like, yo, do you want to do this? Because motherfuckers be lying on you. Don't get me twisted. Don't get it twisted. If you don't fucking consent, them bitches will turn that shit on you. This one girl did that shit to my homie. She did that shit to my bro. She's like, I don't know what happened out in that room. I know I was fucking this one bitch. I was fucking this one bitch, Emily, in my room. And then her friend out in the fucking living room with my bro that was staying with me at the time. And she tried to say he did shit, but at the end of the day, how the fuck you end up on the floor to the bed? Like, if you ended up on the floor to the bed, oh fuck, ain't no way he picking up your body while you sleeping and then fucking you. Ain't no fucking way you would know. You would wake your ass up and know that shit. But if it happened, I feel bad. But that's not on me, right? Like I said, I'm the person with consent. I'll always ask these bitches for consent because they'll fuck you over. I'm telling you, they'll flip that shit. Oh, he fucking fedoned me. He fucking fediddled me. He did this and that. But really, truth be told, that ain't how it went. So you feel me? So you gotta watch that shit. But yeah, so she told me, like, hey, if you would have made a move sooner, we could have been fucked. So it was this one night, right? We chilling. We go, like I said, Morgan had this guy over, and so it was just me and Alexis up in the room. And I'm like, what you trying to do? And she's like, you already know I'm trying to fuck. I was like, all right, bet. So we fucked, right? Now, this is on some toxic shit. I ain't gonna lie. So at the time while we fucked, like I said, she's obsessed with her ex and shit. So I'm like, what the fuck? This bitch obsessed with her ex. So I'm just chilling, right? Hold on. There's this car going by. So she like obsessed with her ex and shit. So I'm just chilling like, I told y'all, I had to grab my phone because there's motherfucking people staring at me, but it had me so fucking twisted. She was so obsessed with her ex. So if her ex would have texted her while we fucking and she would have seen it, she would have known. Crazy thing is, he did text while we fucking, and I seen the phone right before I put her in missionary to fuck her. Right before I put her in missionary to fuck her, this bitch's fucking phone, her fucking phone went off, and it was her fucking ex texting her. He said something like, hey, what you doing? Can we talk? And I fucking, the lights are off, right? Her phone on silent. I flipped that bitch's phone so fucking fast to where she can't see the fucking text while we're fucking. Because if she would have seen that, like I said, she would have hopped off. I'm like, let me get my nut first so I can say I fucked, and then that's that. Did she have some good pussy? I'm not gonna lie. It was a solid 7 out of 10. I ain't gonna lie. It could have been better. It could have went longer, honestly. But it didn't go long. It didn't go long at all. I busted quick. I ain't gonna lie. That bitch did have some grade A pussy, but she a 7 out of 10, not gonna lie. I ain't gonna even say the rest of that shit, because I could really get on folks' ass on that shit. Belt the ass type shit. But yeah, so this happened. I fucked her. I went downstairs. So a week, 2 weeks later, she stopped coming around. Her ex started coming back in the picture. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck them. Fuck that bitch. Right? So she stopped hanging out in the picture. Des stopped coming around because Dez's mom started getting pissed at him. And so it was just me and Albert hanging out a lot. Like, me and Albert were chilling. Not on no fucking homo gay Diddy shit, right? Fuck that shit. No, we was chilling. We still had we'd have some girls come over. I'd have girls for him of age. And then I'd have girls for me over there and type shit. It was like that. But and then Des came back around, right? Des came back around. And so this guy owed Albert money. And so we didn't know that. Me and Des didn't know that. It was one day that this is the first thing that got us in trouble over the summer. The fucking main thing. The fucking main on course. Like, if this is a fucking restaurant, you got your side meals, that like your side quests that get you in trouble a little bit. And then you got the main fucking thing that got us in trouble, right? So the main thing that got us in trouble, right? So this guy owed Albert money. And so me, Des, and Albert said we was gonna go for a walk to the liquor store, because it was a normal day. We was about to get some liquor like we do every day, drink, have some bitches come over, fuck, and then have our day going like that, right? But no, shit didn't go that way. We were supposed to walk to the liquor store. Albert's like, I gotta stop at my buddy's house. He said his buddy. So we cool. We alright, bet. I don't know. I've never seen Albert hang out with nobody else. But okay, cool. If he got a buddy, cool, alright. Say that. If he got a buddy, if he really got a buddy, then say that. We're gonna go over there and see what he wants. Nah, we get to this house. Albert yelling this dude's name. Boom! Kicks in the fucking, hold on. I'm gonna show you what he did. He did this with his fucking foot. Hold on. Boom! Hold on. Boom! Kick that bitch in, right? Kick that bitch the fuck in. And then he go in the house looking for this motherfucker. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck are we doing? And then he grabbed my arm like this. Not no fucking gay. Like, yo, bro, come on. I go. So the minute my fucking feet, my 2 fucking feet, 10 toes, 2 feet, having ass motherfucker, as soon as my feet went into that house, boom, I knew there was a serious charge happening. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? My buddy Des on the outside on the fucking porch, he didn't come in. I fucking should have, I don't know, I should have fucking stayed like 10, 15 feet away from the house when he did this shit. Because I fucking knew something bad was going to happen. I fucking knew it. Motherfucker grabs a computer, TV, shit like that, and starts trotting that shit to his house. I'm like, what the fuck is this? He's like, this guy owes me money, so I'm finna make this shit happen. I'm like, what you mean? He like, nah, he owe me money, so I'm getting collateral. I'm like, oh, you on some Debo shit, my boy? What the fuck? And at the time, I'm thinking in my head the fucking seriousness of the charges and shit that's about to overcome with this shit. But at the same time, I'm not thinking at this. I'm not, because I'm with my friends. So, you know, I gotta play that role of fuck it. We just did that. 2 days later, we get a knock at Albert's door. Do. Mind you, Des is working a concrete job with his stepdad. So if he's not there, he over there working with his mom and stepdad. So it's just me and Albert. I open the door that day's like, Mr. Bertel. I'm like, what up? I said, yeah. And then he's like, we need to talk to you on the porch. I'm like, okay, for what? And then he's like, we'll tell you on the porch. I get on the porch, right? He's like, what are you guys doing over on blah, blah, blah street? I'm like, what you mean? I'm playing dumb as fuck. I'm playing dumb as hell. Like, I'm not trying to answer no questions. I should have, if I fucking knew this, I would have said, I don't want to speak unless I have an attorney present. I should have fucking did that. But I didn't. I was so dumb to not ask for an attorney. Now that shit gives me knowledge. Like, anytime I get a question by the police, I need my attorney present. You ain't fucking talking to me. Not on no fucking disrespect to the police, because there is some police that do their job, and I support them. But at the same time, there's police brutality like a motherfucker. And I feel bad for the motherfuckers who got to go through that shit. So the detective's asking me, and I'm like, nah, I don't recall that. I don't recall that, blah, 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 blah. I don't recall that shit. So then it's like, oh, so you're just plain dumb. I'm like, nah, I just don't recall none of that. And then fucking, they was like, all right, go get Albert. I'm like, all right. So they went to go get Albert. Albert goes on the porch to talk to him. Albert starts spilling everything. I'm telling you, everything. He's like, yeah, I got the TV and computer. It's in the shed. Do. We went over there. I do to the door. Blah, 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 blah. They didn't ask nothing about me. They just asked what happened. And so when they did that, when he let the cop come into the house to go grab the shit, the detective looked at me like he knew I fucking played dumb in his face. Because honestly, you're not gonna fucking get me in trouble, which I already did, honestly. And I'm gonna tell you a story about it. That's why the story's happening, because I'm telling you. So that shit happened, right? So that detective already know I'm playing dumb in his face. But yeah, so I guess the detectives take his phone for evidence because he was sending threatening text messages to this guy and all that other shit. And I'm like, fuck, bro. I'm looking up the charge. This shit saying 10, 15 years in prison. Fucking maximum fines are like $50,000. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? This is a home invasion? Home invasion when I got pulled in this motherfucker? But I'm not sitting there, I'm not finna tell the police that, because what do I look like? I ain't no damn snitch. I'm gonna keep that shit 10 toes. So next, boom. I'm like, bro, I'm telling Albert, like, I didn't snitch, but I told Albert, I'm like, bro, you gotta tell him you pulled me in that bitch, because a felony on my record do not sit right with me. It do not sit right at all with me. And he like, I'm gonna tell him. He called the detective. The detective said that he sound pressured when he called him, so he wasn't buying it. But really, that detective just knew. That detective knew that he wanted to get 2 fucking things, because he wanted 2 payday, but he wanted a payday bonus is what he did. He tried to hit 2 birds with 1 stone and get a payday bonus so he could take his ass to fucking Cabo or Mexico and go fucking sip on some tequilas, laughing and shit. Yeah, so that shit happened, and so they didn't listen to him, and then they's like, well, we need to question Dez because he was there with y'all. So Dez go to the police station, and Dez tell him like, yeah, Austin got pulled in. He didn't have no parts of it, da-da-da-da. Albert's an aggressive person, blah, 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 blah. I don't know why he said all that, but he did. He told him, he's like, Albert's an aggressive person. He got pulled in. What do you detective? Let's have a quiz for y'all, middle of the video quiz. What do y'all think the detective said? I'm gonna tell y'all. These motherfucking detectives said, yeah, his thing sounds pressured too. He sounds like he got, someone told him what to say and he came here and said exactly what he had to say. Was it? Not gonna lie, no. At the same time, I told Dez, I said, just go in there and tell the truth how Albert pulled me in. I'm like, you watched it? He's like, yeah, I did. I'm like, so yeah, so you know what happened. So yeah, so Dez didn't know what to go in there and say. Albert had to tell him that, because I'm telling Albert, I'm like, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta tell these motherfuckers the truth. Because if not, they trying to get my ass on some dumb shit. And so I told him to go tell them that. Albert called, Dez went in there. We thinking this case done with, because it's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks gone by, right? It's starting to hit. It's about middle of July. It's middle of July, fucking, yeah, it's the middle of July at this point. So that shit happens. Dez completely stops coming around at the time because his mom wanted him to be on a better path. So he stopped coming around. And so at that point, it was just me and Albert hanging out again. And this point, he was having a lot of people come over and they were stealing shit from him. So Albert's like, I need a gun. So we go to a pawn shop and he tells the pawn shop, right? Some illegal shit. He tells the pawn shop, yeah, I live in Pennsylvania, but I'm staying down here visiting him, which is me. And at first he wanted me to get the gun in my name and let him hold it, and he was gonna buy it, but that's some prison time for me. And so I told him no. So we went to a pawn shop, he got the gun. He's like, yo, bro, you wanna go practice shooting? I'm like, yeah, that shit sound fun. Not knowing this shit dumb as hell. We went to this place called the Outlet Mall. A lot of people, if you're from Port Huron, Michigan, or if you're from Michigan and you came around here, you know what the Outlet Mall is. Everybody usually knows that place. A lot of people go down there and drink, smoke, and all that before they block that shit off, which is sad. Because I didn't get to go down there and party or ride dirt bikes and shit, because whenever I started hanging out with more people down here, it was too late. So that place was blocked off. So before it got blocked off, we went down there and we took the gun. We went shooting. And I was like, yo, and this is on my old YouTube channel. I was like, yo, you know what would be cool is if we fucking shot a YouTube video. He was like, yeah, that sounds cool. So we vlogging some funny shit, videoing us shooting a gun and shit. And it was not the best idea, because I ain't gonna lie, that shit had us fucked up. Like, these motherfuckers that shit had us fucked up. Because we posted a video. And so we went to this other place shooting and we shot a video there. And then August come around, right? August come around. And I meet this girl from Pennsylvania. named Alyssa. And we started texting on TikTok. Like, she hit me up on TikTok. And she's like, hey. And I was like, what's up? And she's like, I'm surprised you answered. I'm like, of course, you fine as hell. Because, not gonna lie, she cute. I ain't gonna lie, she's sexy. And she was a MILF. And that shit kind of turns me on a little bit. You a MILF, and you young, and like you young guy around my age and shit. That shit's sexy as hell. Like, cause that shows me that you can get it. You good on your own. You supporting a kid on your own. And cause I didn't know if the baby daddy was in the picture at first. And then she started telling me all the tea and shit about the baby daddy and how he was a pedophile and shit. How he used to fucking touch or rape his sister and shit. I don't give a fuck. I let it all out. I don't care. I let every motherfucking thing. I let everything out because I don't give a fuck. So me and her started talking. And then I did some funny hoe ass shit. Albert turned into like a fucking mean person. Like, he started bashing everyone. He started bashing on my homie Renee. He started bashing on Dez. He started bashing on me behind my back. So I was like, all right, bet. He gonna do this shit. Watch this. At the time, I ain't got a vehicle, right? But I'm trying to go see this girl. I'm trying to go see this Alyssa girl. I'm trying to see how this relationship about to work. Like, this is my first time doing a long distance. I'm like, I gotta see this. I gotta see this through. You gotta see this through, my boy. So I'm sitting there, and I make a fake page trolling Albert and shit. At first, it was just a troll. But at second, I was like, yo, Albert got a vehicle. I'm about to troll this motherfucker vehicle so we can go down to Pennsylvania. So I troll him. And so me, Renee, and Albert went down there to Pennsylvania. I had the girl come to the hotel, fucked the shit out of her like 10 times, not gonna lie. She probably never watched this video, but I fucked the shit out of her. And I fucked her ass. So I fucked her so good. Bro, I fucked her so good. I heard her. She was saying I love you the first 2 days. Like, she's like, I don't know if I should say this. I'm like, what? She's like, I love you. And so I went with it. I'm like, yeah, I love you too. And can I say I went with it joking? No. Because honestly, I don't know what the fuck that bitch had in her coochie. But that bitch had me in love. Like, when I told you Alexis had that 7 out of 10, this bitch had a 9.8 out of 10. Like, damn near 10 at times. That bitch had a 10 out of 10 pussy. I love eating the fuck out that shit. But yeah, that's beyond the point. I fell in love with this bitch fast. Like, I'm a lover boy at heart. I'm sometimes toxic, but I'm a lover boy at heart, right? But this bitch had me so hooked on her just because of how fucking loyal she was in the beginning. Not at the end, but in the beginning. And how loyal she was in the beginning, and how fucking real she kept it. She just kept it real all the time. And I fucked with that. And yeah, so that was the first time. I'm thinking when I leave, this is just a one night stand. We about to be done. We about to stop talking to each other. No, we want to take it further. So I went up a second time. We went up a second time to Pennsylvania. And then the second time. But we was fucking a lot, like 10 times a day. A lot. And like, I got to see her kid first hand, like 2 months. I think 2 or 3 months. The baby was 2 or 3 months old. Prettiest little baby boy ever. I promise you that. Prettiest little baby boy ever. Cutest. So we go back to Port Huron. Me and Albert stopped hanging out because he started acting weird. But me and him stopped hanging out. I was staying at my aunt's. My birthday coming along. My fucking sister dies the day after my birthday on September 5th. Mind you, 3 days before. This is 3 days before my girl at the time, Alyssa, was supposed to come down. She was about to come down and stay with me, and I was about to go live with her. I was like, fuck this, I need out of this town. This shit's just getting me in trouble. I'm telling her, I'm venting to her, this shit's just getting me in trouble down here. I need to get the fuck up out of here. She's like, okay, well, come live with me. It's a better life, and you can start over. And so she come down to pick me up. She hang out with me for like a week. A lot of shit happened at my aunt's, and then I paid Albert for us to stay there for like a couple of days, and then her parents came down and got us, and I went to Pennsylvania, and then I stayed out the way pretty much. The relationship got bad, and a lot of shit happened in the relationship. Yeah, and then I get a letter in the mail saying I got a warrant, and that's when I'm like, fuck. That's when I knew this shit hit me. I was like, them charges, they caught up to me. They hit me with a home invasion and a reckless use of firearm. And that shit fucked my life up. I'm telling her about this warrant, and she's like, well, go handle it, and you can come back. I go down to court. I pay my bail. My bail was like $3,500. I had to pay $3,500. I got out of it. I paid the bail, paid that shit off, went to sentencing, pleaded guilty, because if I took it to trial, there was nothing to do. If I took it to trial and lost, they was trying to give me 5 to 10 years max. Sentencing is in like 2 months, so I went back to Pennsylvania, and then I stayed up there for like a month, and then me and her planned on moving down here. Didn't work. We planned on getting a house up there, and then she was gonna stay in the house that we were gonna rent, and I was gonna come down here, handle my shit, and then go back. And so, but then we broke up. It was pretty toxic at the end, not gonna lie. There was just too much stress with this court shit going on, and I didn't want to fucking interfere with the shit that she had going on. I wanted her to complete her goals and do good in life, and if I was a distraction, then you gotta let me go, and that's what happened. And so we broke up. It fucked me up for like a week or 2 weeks. What fucked me up more is when I came down here 2 weeks later, she got into another relationship or fucked someone already, and then I already got into another relationship, and I hope they're doing good and they're happy, and I'm focusing on myself. But yeah, so I come back down. So a week before I got sentencing, we break up. I'm coming back to Port Huron. I go to sentencing. They was like, okay, if you're gonna go back to Pennsylvania, because at the time they didn't know we broke up. It's like, okay, if you're gonna go back to Pennsylvania, we're gonna give you 90 days in jail and then no probation. Or if you stay down here, you get a year probation, and then after the year, you gotta do a bunch of drug classes every week and do schooling classes every week. It's the responsible thinking classes. And then once you complete the responsible thinking, pay your court fees and drug tests, we'll cut your probation down to 6 months instead of a year. So I'm like, bet. All right. So I take that, and that's what I've been. So basically, I'm a fucking felon, and I got a fucking misdemeanor for reckless use of firearm and a home invasion charge that should have never been on my record because I got pulled in, but the justice system is fucked up, and they didn't give me a fighting chance at all. My attorney was promoting the fucking state's opinion instead of mine. My attorney at the end fucking flip-flopped on me and wanted me to go to jail. She said it would have been a better life lesson for me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'd rather be out making money. And fucking, yeah, so I started my reselling business, and I've been working construction. So yeah, that's my fucking life. And that's how I got in trouble. And this is a long ass video, and this is probably gonna take me all night to edit, but it's well worth it. If y'all could please like, comment, subscribe, turn post notifications on. My next story time that I'm probably gonna do is